Time for another unboxing involving the monkey gun. We're going to shine up the monkey today. Do little monkey shines. This is from Hart Tool. Got this on eBay. The guy makes stuff for this gun that you won't find other places. Huh. Okay. And here it is, man. A couple of nice chunks of aluminium, as they would say in dear old England. Right. Come on out of there. Don't be shy. Just because it's YouTube. We all want to see you. All right, man. Let's take a look at this guy's milling work. Let's look at it, man. Yeah. Can't get a Picatinny rail like that and not a pilot, Andy. No, you really can't. You really can't. It comes with, looks like, some screws. Yes, a replacement captive nut dual. Probably some longer, yep, feels like some longer small screws for here. And if you look at the comparison, just posted a video on putting a magnifier in here and how it wouldn't really work and it'd kind of be problematic, right? But check this out. Check out all that extra rail space. If we line up the two screws, those two right there, with the two screws that are up there where they're supposed to be, it overhangs, so it comes back further. Awesome job, man. You can put this further. Okay. You could, if you were really into it, put some 45-degree offset so you could do your QCB transitions if a Yeti were to jump out of a snowbank while you were sighted down on the zombie 100 yards away, shambling towards you. You're like, I'm just going to pop him off before he even gets close, and all of a sudden a Yeti jumps out. You're going to have to transition rapidly to your 45-degree offset front and back sights. You won't have time to pop up your, you're going to have to flip your magnifier to the side, and then you'd have to pop your backup sight up, and then you'd have to co-witness, or who knows what happens. Your optics went out. It's cold, obviously if it's cold where there's Yetis, your batteries won't last very long. So, forget about this. Forget about it. Go with this, man. Not only is this nice because let's say you had a night vision compatible holosight, like something you could dial down really, really, really dim. And you have that up there, and then in front of that you have your 45-degree offsets, and then you have your holo. And then you have your magnifier on a quick release base. Then you have your other 45-degree offset backup sight back here. So you have a really nice long sight picture. Basically the same length sight picture as you would get from this post. And if you look at it, it's almost the same sight picture you would get from a flip-up backup sight. So if you had them at the extreme ends, you're getting a really nice long plane for getting a good sight picture with 45-degree offset iron sights, right? Then you could have your magnifier on a quick release base. You take that off, you put it in your special tactical pouch. You whip out your night vision monocular, like let's say a Bearing Optics, and you clip that baby on. Now you're in night vision mode. Oh yeah. But then all of a sudden a werewolf comes out, and it's a full moon, so you can still see him coming. He's lurching up out of the brush, and he's transforming into a huge dire wolf. So you turn 45 degrees, and you pump a couple of silver slugs into him. Yep. We got werewolves around here. That's our main problem. No Yeti. I was just using that as an example for my brothers up in Canada. So, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of metal. Very stiff, very thick, big dimensional section on it. You know what I mean? So that this baby is whippy and flexy, and this front of the holosight flexes when I have a bipod on. So, solution number 2, okay, is to have a wonderful piece of metal on the bottom too. Why would you want just to have metal on the top? You want metal on the bottom. Oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this? Nice. check it out. I figured out how to prop the camera up against my gun. I'm a genius. Or I slept at a Holiday Inn Express. One or the other. What you choose. Now, once again, this little doodad here, okay, when I put a bipod on here, it makes the whole stock flex. When I've got the feet of the bipod extended, set onto the ground, and I'm back here adjusting myself here, I'm getting a wicked torsional thing that's making everything twist. So what I'm hoping is that the additional mounting point, this has 3 mounting points, 2 sets of bolts, and another bolt, and then it just hangs out there. That this will remain nice and stiff, and the front of it's not going to be flexing back and forth when the stock flexes, because everything will be controlled by this zone. I'm hoping. And frankly, this isn't even a Picatinny spacing. If you look at the spacing, it's not the same. It's not even close to the same. See what I'm saying? This is mil spec. This is not. See how narrow those are? See how wide those are? See the wider spacing? Everything about this is different, and this allows you to not have, see with this I had to get in there with a chainsaw file, a round chainsaw file, and file that out so that I could get my bipod to go on, because the bolt was holding up in that narrow space. The space is too narrow to use real stuff, maybe airsoft stuff or who knows, but for real stuff with the real sizing, this is what you really need for it to lock up properly. So once this is on there, as you notice, I've got more back here now. So I can run my bipod, and I can run a Magpul angled foregrip, which I've always liked those. It's part of my shooting position, that Israeli style elbows against your torso shooting position with a carbine. So that'll work great. And I've got my bipod location, and I've got that. And I am seriously considering eliminating this little front plastic rail, because I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's bowing. Not like the airplane, but like curving. There's a gap right where my finger is. There's a gap there. It's tight here, and then it goes right. Obviously, that's going to throw your zero of your laser off, and if you're using your laser at anything other than 10, 15 feet, you're really going to notice it. Watch. You see the laser moving? Now obviously you could do something silly like put a hose clamp around it and clamp it to the barrel. That would be nice and ghetto. But the real thing to do would be perhaps to mount that in an angled foregrip and forego the bipod. And if you were really into the bipod, the laser isn't what you want anyway. Pop the laser off and put the bipod on. The laser is easy to remove with a quarter. Just take a quarter, twist it, put it in your special tactical pouch, and then this could be here. It's a lot lower. Okay, right now the laser is being emitted from here, so you can see the parallax here is very large. So once you zero this, it's only going to zero at a certain point. After that, it's going to diverge. You get convergence, zero, divergence on a laser, and the further away your laser is out, the greater that convergence and divergence is, and the smaller your hit zone sweet spot is. Your sweet spot would be maybe an inch, perfect an inch, you know? And then with a really wide thing, that inch is going to only be within a few feet, 5, 10 feet. With narrower and narrower and narrower, the closer you can get this laser. If you can get a laser that's really small and flat and mounts right next to your barrel, you're good to go. The further away your laser is, the more problems you're going to have acquiring your target other than the zeroed range. Little edification there for you guys who hadn't thought about that. I think about that. So this is super simple to install. The man who sells these just says take those 2 screws out and put them back in, and you're done. So that's golden. This is much more involved. You've got to take all this stuff apart. You've got to take this off. You've got to put in his new insert, then bolts, and obviously Loctite and everything. So it requires taking the shroud off, a little more involved. You guys have seen me take this thing apart several times. I'm not going to do that to you again. I'm going to show you a finished result. So let's get a nice after so you can remember the monkey gun before it was a shiny monkey gun. And then we'll slap these babies on. And the gun will be temporarily shiny until I hydro dip it, alumahide it, and do all those other nice things I want to do to it. Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of interesting things to this gun. We're going to give it a completely different appearance. It'll be like unlike any other monkey gun you have ever seen. Let me just say that. Yep, I seriously doubt you'll see one exactly like this. So I'm going to work hard at making that happen for you guys in as short as time as possible, but it'll probably take me a few weeks. But we'll do it step by step. We're going to start with a little monkey gun jewelry. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it was a long-ass video. That's why I try to be entertaining and modulate the tone of my voice.